come in here as a political analyst who leans towards the BJP. How do you see this session go? Today to chalo jo hua, but is it a sign of things to come?
Good evening, Shreya. First of all, I don't know where I lean, but I definitely have spent some considerable, over 15 years in the Northeast. So I will come to the point that the gentleman before me made about Manipur. But let me say this, that this country, I really feel, deserves more. You want a strong opposition. Of course, everybody wants a strong opposition, but opposition's job is not just merely to oppose. It doesn't need to be destructive. It doesn't need to be disruptive. It can be constructive as well. But obviously, after seeing some hope, and let's call a spade, they've seen some hope in the previous elections. They fought on the basis of this fear-mongering that the constitution is in danger. And it is a strategy that they feel works. And therefore, this is something that we are going to hear, not just today, not just tomorrow, but continuously. And that is going to be the moot point that they are going to play their politics on. What though is fascinating, that this discussion we are having on the eve of the anniversary of the emergency, but the amount of arrogance that the opposition in its entirety holds, that, their leadership, like in the Congress, they do not feel the need to ever address it, ever apologize for it, or ever critically analyze the actions that were taken by their own party. So this entire, pointing a finger at at not just even the BJP, there seems to be this obsession with the Prime Minister, constantly pointing a finger at him and saying that, there has been a complete, the constitution is in danger. To me, itself is ludicrous. But let me say, the fact that they can protest and the fact that, they can charge like this or, fearmonger on the basis of that the constitution is in danger is testimony to the fact that the democracy in this country is very alive and thriving. But having said that, it's also very shameful that without any knowledge, you use situations, very complex situations like Manipur, as a matter of defense for your own fear-mongering. Because let me ask them, the problems or the demands that Manipur has today, which includes the NRC, is a stand that we know the Congress is clear on. The fact that there has been illegal immigration and the majority of it happened during the Congress regime, therefore making it one of the moot reasons for the conflict that we see today, is something that has yet not been addressed by them. Okay. The fact that when Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra happened in the Northeast...
Ramin Desai,
please continue, Shreya.
Ramin Desai, but the fact is that if emergency was a black blot in our democracy, which it was, so was what happened in Manipur and the way this government dealt with it, which is why they've had to pay the price. The people of Manipur have spoken.
Absolutely.
The Prime Minister may or may not have spoken about it, but the people of Manipur have spoken.
That again is your testimony that democracy is alive, Having said that, a lot of long-term problems that were allowed to continue cannot be solved in a year. Shreya, there were 10 decades wherein illegal immigration was allowed, wherein demographic change was allowed, not just in Manipur, but in Assam, in Tripura, and many other states. That is the mess that this present dispensation is dealing with and bearing the brunt for. However, that's never been addressed. Now today, Manipur asked for an NRC. The Congress is silent. Why is it silent? And this has been asked multiple times before. They've never said anything. So therefore, illegal immigration, demographic changes are things that they don't need to address, completely jeopardizing the territorial of this country. So, and the fact that it is still brought up as
Matthew Anthony,
any of these people ever traveling there, to me is highly offensive, Shreya.
Shreya,
Matthew Anthony, just come in here. There is something that... Hi. There's a point. Rami has said a lot of things, but I want to get you on this one. She says, as a people... See, she has the leadings. She's making it very clear. But even as a citizen of this country, I feel you need an opposition. You need a strong opposition. For a strong democracy, you need a strong opposition. But the opposition's only job cannot be to oppose. which is what most of us perceive as the opposition doing. Yes, it's your job to oppose when the government is on the wrong track. It's your job to keep them honest. I understand that. But the impression right now is that government कुछ ठीक भी करे ना, आप लोग बीच में अड़ंगा लगाने के लिए बैठ जाते हैं.
Shreya, I will put this question back to you. When 10 years a government was showing sheer arrogance, and now suddenly when they don't have a majority, they are saying, let's have a consultative government. There is definitely a trust deficit. And there are actions which are there for us to have that trust deficit. And that is the Citizenship Amendment Act, the Act Against the Minorities, the statistics on the atrocities which are faced against the people, the GST law, the flawed demonetization. There was no apology from the BJP government and a lot of flaws which the people of India has faced. And as an opposition, we have to raise the voice for the voiceless people. That's exactly what we are doing. The consultative dialogue, had it been coming from a prime minister who has got a track record in the last 10 years, where there was a consultative approach, we would have had some trust there. There is absolutely a zero trust for this prime minister to call for a consultative parliament, because the prime minister himself, led by him, has opposed, oppressed, dismissed 78 members of the parliament in the history of the parliament. And now you're going for a consultative parliament? What gives us the strength to believe them? Now, my the previous speaker spoke about Northeast, and I've worked in Northeast for 2 years for the Congress Party. I know I've been in Manipur, I've been in Nagaland, I've been in Meghalaya. The whole Himanta Biswa Sharma is trading off the Northeast borders for the illegal trade as well as the mineral mining. And there is so much to the conflict. And the double engine government, why is the Narendra Modi government not able to exercise its control over the Biren government? So we know what exactly is happening.
Okay, no.
And we
the
know
Biren
about
Singh government has completely failed. No,
Yes.
1 minute. The Biren Singh government completely failed. He should have been sacked a year ago.
Yes.
He should have been sacked a year ago. I think the BJP has paid the price for keeping him on. And for what reason is beyond me. I don't have too much time on the show. I have a very simple question from the opposition this evening. Today was day 1. The people of this country hope and expect the parliament to function. Riju Datta, will you allow the parliament to function? Or will we see sloganeering and boycotts and tutu memes and nothing else?
Let me tell you, without mincing my voice, in the last 10 years, we have seen an undeclared emergency in the parliament. We have seen the parliament turn into a deep, dark chamber. But now, when the opposition is strong, it is for the opposition's benefit that the parliament functions. So, हम कभी नहीं चाहेंगे कि parliament ना चले. We will always want the parliament to function. Now you will see that BJP will do everything up their sleeve, every trick under the sun to make sure the parliament does not function, because there are some very tough questions that they have to answer, for which they have no answers. And the first is Dharmendra Pradhan. When you have a CBI inquiry, at least for morality, keep this minister aside. I can call him a chore or whatever in the opposition, but till the investigation is over, what morality does he have to take oath as the Union Minister of Education? What is happening when he's taking oath? The entire chamber of the parliament is echoing shame, shame, scam, scam. Is this what we want to see? The largest democracy of the world wants to see on the opening day. These are things that Narendra Modi has to address. If he has come out of his selfie mode, he has to address this. He has to answer the people of this country. He has to answer why he has lost in Ayodhya.